Holy crap, I don't have air. So, as everybody has already mentioned, it is officially book week. On Nerds and Pants. Nerds, Pants. But before I get to that, I want to talk a little bit about everything. So, as you've already heard, we've already lost Kat. So if anybody wants to be a Friday, I don't know what we're going to do for our Fridays anymore. Whether we are going to do like anybody can post on Fridays, or if we're going to get someone else. If anybody's interested, I don't see why I can't put that out there and ask if they want to join. If not, we can always just do that. If anybody has any ideas, that'd be great. Because we have nothing for this Friday. And speaking of Tim, I read on Facebook today that your hamster died. And I'm sorry. Hamster, right? It wasn't a gerbil. Pretty sure it was a hamster. So, yeah. You got my haircut? Like I said I would. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I always cut it short every couple months or so and then just let it grow right back out. I'm a little late to making this video because I've been spending most of my day off tweaking my desktop, and I will put the pictures up and I'll post a video of my MacBook desktop after this, so you aren't forced to watch it. But it's pretty cool. I made it all from scratch with a little help from some apps I found, but other than that, I wrote most of it and I created the background and everything from scratch. So yeah. But to books. So I work at an unnamed big retail electronics store. It's an electronics store that's a big retailer one, nationwide, not regional. So I'm really into electronics and reading and music. More into music than reading, but I do read a lot, and I do most of my reading on my Kindle. It's a cool little device if you're into reading. I even have the Kindle for my Mac for when I want to read on that, but this is kind of cool because I can read it anywhere. It's really thin, fits in my pocket. I mean, it fits in my hands. I've got big hands, but it fits in my hands. But I'm a big science fiction nerd, and I read a lot of science fiction. So I figured I would bring up some of the things that I'm reading right now. I just finished all the Harry Potters again, so I was reading through all of the Harry Potters all over again, and the Tales of Beedle the Bard, in honor of the 7th book, Deathly Hallows Part 2 coming out. What I'm reading right now is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, because they're pretty funny books, and they're like youth novels, but they make me laugh. And they're worth a read if you're into Greek mythology at all. It's kind of a funny little take on Greek mythology. But I've got the entire collection. I've got pretty much anything Orson Scott Card has written in here. Which, if you don't know Orson Scott Card, he's the guy that wrote Ender's Game and the Ender's series. I've read all of those books multiple times, and they're awesome books. But I've got some of his newer books like The Pathfinder and The Lost Gate, both of which came out recently, and both of which will have sequels set up, and that bums me out because you read the end and it's just so cliffhangery, and I hate cliffhangers in my books if I can't just keep reading them. He wrote Alvin Maker, which is another good series, which is more of like a fantasy, less of like a science fiction novel. I've got all the Dune books on here. Dune is awesome if you've seen the movie. I've got John Green on here, of course. His zombie novella, Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines. I haven't read Paper Towns yet, but I plan on it. Sorry, guys. Aesop's Fables, because they're just good books. The Dresden Files. Love the Hunger Games, and I'm so excited for them to come out with a book. I got my girlfriend reading on them, and she read the entire series in like 2 days. All 3 of the books in like 2 days. Like, she was hooked, and she like blew off homework the entire weekend to read these books. I like The Martian Chronicles. That's not on here. That's still on paper. And I read that my sophomore year of high school, and that's also really high up there. It's one of my favorite books. That's all I got. I'm a little bummed out that we are down one person, but if you guys have any questions or any opinions, ideas, if you guys have any ideas, leave them below the belt, and we'll see what we'll do. Today was awesome. I said it earlier. I think I did. I might have not have, because my desktop's pretty sweet. So Jamie, I will see you tomorrow.